Hey guys, welcome to our very first episode of APU Podcast. We're your hosts, Kana.
And Tomie.
And today we're here with very special guests on our very first episode.
That's right, Kana. We have here the Vice Representative and the Head of Grand Show of the infamous APU Indonesian Week. Let's welcome Venecia and Viona.
Hi guys.
Hi Venecia, hi Viona.
Hi.
How are you guys feeling today?
We're
Great. We're great. Thank you
A bit
so
nervous, but thank you for having us.
Yes.
We're grateful. We're the grateful ones here.
It's very cold today, so thank you for being able to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we're just going to do a little bit of an intro, a little background so that everybody knows who you guys are and how important you guys are to Indonesian Week. But even before that, how your studies for Venecia, how your studies in high school impacted your decision to come to APU and just your other experiences you had before that, if you can.
Okay. Yeah, so hello everyone. My name is Venecia. So I'm a third year here and fifth semester APM major. So yeah, I studied actually natural sciences during high school because in Indonesia's education system in high school, we can be divided into two big majors, which is natural sciences and social sciences. And I took natural sciences. It's not really related to what I am studying right now at all. But
you're APM.
Yeah, APM. So it's more like business and economy. However, I do studied economy and like basic entrepreneurship during my high school. But like I did not have any like plan to study business here in APU. And then and my senior year of high school, I decided like, nah, I can't do this anymore. I want to pursue maybe a degree in like science field. So APU offers a good like scholarship and then also like international environment, which is also multicultural. And then I was very interested in that part. So
You found your passion. That's the most important.
Yeah.
I guess so.
So you did content creation. Very briefly.
So, content creator.
Okay, so it's actually during high school, like because there's a pandemic, right? So I couldn't really like join a lot of activities in my high school, like physically. So I joined a youth lit company, which like actually an organization, a youth lit organization, and it is online. And then one of the divisions is a content creation division, and the ImproSelf itself, like the name of the organization, it actually focused on like mental health and mental health awareness and education and also all that kind of stuff. And I decided to join in the content creation team. So I made an IGTV reels, and then also one time I joined like kind of like a podcast episode.
So you're not new to this.
You're not new to this.
I mean like it was held online, so it's not as events like this. This is very proper, and I'm actually very excited for it. But it was very fun because we really have to like, it's not only content creation on Instagram. We really have to do some research and then know our target markets and how to increase our engagement in Instagram, because it's our main social media platform. So I think it was a really fun experience. But so I did join other couples organization after that.
How long did you do this for?
It's about like three months, and I held like maybe 4 or 5 mini projects that I did on my own.
That's quite really impressive, right?
Did that like help you in any way during Indonesian Week? I know we're like kind of skipping a little bit, but did that like creative juices kind of flow, and like did that passion sort of start there and you kind of felt like you want to bring that into
it made me aware of like how to serve an information online, and then how to make it creative, how to make it interesting. It's one of the things that I'm like aware of after I finished that role. And then during the Indonesian Week, I feel like the media division itself has already like establish their vision on how to make it. And then yeah, I'm kind of aware that they have to. They actually did a really nice job on like designing and everything. So like, yeah, that's basically it. Like it made me aware of like how to create a content that is interesting and engaging.
That is so impressive.
Sugoi. Wow.
Wow.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Okay, so Viona,
I mean,
you have a history as well.
Viona as well.
And so you guys went to the same high school? Or you guys have like a similar...
We don't actually. I went to a private school. She went to a
Public school,
but
but
somehow it's in the same area.
we're like
We're so
less than
close to
1
each other
kilometer.
though.
For real?
Our school.
Wait, so you guys came together then to APU? Or?
No.
Wow.
Oh, you didn't know each other before?
We didn't know each other.
We just knew each other like at the airport.
yeah.
At the airport.
Yeah.
But then after that, we found out that her friend is also my friend. and my
Oh,
friend is also her friend's
connections.
connection.
And then our house in Indonesia is very close.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's like-
we live in the same area and we didn't know each other.
I think that's kind of like the beauty of APU, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And now we became roommates.
Aw, so cute.
that's adorable.
So good. Okay, so with your history, Viona,
Okay.
I know you have a little background in writing and being a journalist at APU Times.
Okay.
Okay. And also taking part in winning an essay writing competition. So can you tell us a little bit more about that? How was that like in your experience?
Well, actually, it started as a hobby. Actually, I like to write and read, so. So that's why I think I was just a bit curious. I think it was also during the pandemic, and then I wasn't really doing anything at that time, so I was just go write some stuff and then just submit it to an essay competition. But then I won, so thank you.
She just like casually, I won.
And for the being a journalist at APU Times, it was also because my friend like asked me to do it with her, and like some of my friends also on another division of APU Times. So yeah, I just think that it would be interesting for me to join.
Wow. Like now hearing about you guys' background, like I kind of get to understand like why Indonesian Week is such a it's such an impressive week, because like there's such impressive people behind it.
Thank you
So,
guys.
like on
You
that,
guys both
Thank you.
yeah,
You guys both like different parts like really
Nice.
yeah,
perfectly fit into what you guys need to do for Indonesian.
We also.
You guys are great.
Like on that topic, like Indonesian Week, like the theme this year was Unearth the Unseen and Odyssey to illuminate one's true self. I'm sorry, that's like kind of a long sentence.
Yeah, it is.
But
It is.
like, it's actually so intriguing. Like, how did you guys come up with like that idea? Like, what was the thought process behind it? Could you like tell us more about like the background of like the theme and the story behind Indonesian Week?
So actually, during the development of Indonesian Week itself, it started with me and my head representative. So we kind of like brainstorm our main idea that we want to deliver before we recruit any like performers or anything. We have to create a core members first,
Right.
which including her. So like we kind of discuss on like last like 2023's theme was like Okairi, right?
Yeah.
Okairi.
Yeah,
It's
we
like-
kind of like we think a lot about like the past theme and then what we have done, and then we kind of do something different from that. Yeah, that's why.
So it's actually like the year before this, their theme was more focusing on like back to our roots, and now we want to bring it like finding ourselves, finding our truest self. And then we kind of think of like what's the face of like these university students may certainly go through, especially during their university life, which is finding their truest self. And other than that, I was very inspired by like one of a flower in Indonesia called Wijaya Kusuma. So
Is that the flower like inside the booklet?
yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the flower on the logo.
By the way, you guys, I invite you guys to look at the Indonesian Week booklet because it's very beautiful and like there's so much more information there. So please check it out. So
So we put it in our logo, but it also has the meaning to it. So Wijaya Kusuma flower is actually a symbolistic of like power, and then like illuminating yourself, finding your truest self, and then believing in your power. So that me and my head came into like one conclusion. We met at the like in the middle, and then we put out this. Actually, the core like one sentence of the theme is self-discovery, but this is the jargon: Unearth the Unseen, an Odyssey to illuminate one's true self. So it came from that, and then we want to enhance on past like history stories from our national heroes, and then
that's where so basically it's like we said here is that we want to like describe someone's like journey of like finding themselves, and then their inspiration came from the national heroes. That's basically the whole like theme of Indonesian Week.
So Indonesian Week wants to bring like how do we reflect on these national hero stories to our journey in finding our truest self. We want to make it that way, and then we put up like a point of view, which is a mascot. Like there's one guy who is throughout the events is finding
you could see him everywhere.
Everywhere, and he's in the logo also. The one there with the
one with the flower thingy, and the one with the, if you see in the logo,
if you guys have the book,
I haven't seen that. It was a mascot.
It is the mascot. So like the mascot is the point of view of someone who is finding their truest self, reflecting to the stories that are like being showcased in Indonesian Week. That's basically it.
I think
very deep.
That was
very deep.
It is kind of
It was deep.
we
Like,
got to have like a full view of Indonesian culture, like through the hero stories, like the Cartini story.
What you guys think about it? You will watch the
that was like, it was so deep.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, and like girl, like
that's
girl
kind of
power.
deep though. I didn't know that. I don't know.
A lot of us like shared a couple tears
our
as well.
friends was crying. I was like, oh, this is so sweet.
Yeah, because like
really?
as
Oh my
women,
God, I'm
like
so
we
glad.
related to her as like quite a lot.
Yeah, because like it relates to woman emancipation, right?
I think that's what we want to do though. Like we want to combine like our like traditional history and culture with like modern issues, so it could be like relatable and enjoyable for the audience.
There's a lot of people studying abroad and doing all these things, so it was really, I'm sure it connected with every single person in the audience. It was really great.
Just to clarify on the Cartini story, so like the Cartini was like a young woman from a noble family,
Yes.
and she got an education, but she wanted to study abroad.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And
She wanted to study more and like you know more. How do I say? More like she wanted to gain more knowledge about it, because like even in school she wasn't really allowed to like study like very like broad topic. It was only like like that. So
Like she's not also allowed. She wasn't allowed to like read all books.
even the
Especially-
books.
and she kind of like created a pathway for like women after her to like pursue their education.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. I think that's such a beautiful
That's why
topic.
it was an interesting story that we
Like
want to
that
share.
must have been very hard to like manage though, like the entire script writing, like
It was challenging.
the grand show in general. Like how did you guys like manage all that? Like the entire like the different teams all together working to like bring this theme to life. Like how did that happen?
Well, it was a very long process. We
took around like almost a year.
almost a year. It's like 9 months, 10
11
months. Yeah,
months.
11 months. Like it was
11 months.
a lot.
I kind of imagine that.
Yeah,
Like
that
it's like
makes sense.
it's
for
such
the
a
quality of
like
Yeah,
big
production
cultural
and
week.
everything.
So
Yeah.
Even right now, we're already preparing for the regeneration of the crew members.
See?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Like a whole year in advance.
Yeah, we do that. So I think at the beginning it was more of like a discussion. Like it's just something that we do a lot. Like I talked about it to her, I think, and then some of my friends, we talk about like what we want to do. Like this happens like in 2023, like 2 years ago. No, I forget.
So like last January.
Last January, last January, and then we talk about like what we want to do. It was all just like casual conversation with friends, like, oh, I want to do this. How will we do this? I have this kind of ideas. But then when we actually got the role, we kind of get like to a very structured idea, like what we actually want to do, what we want to write, and then there's a lot, like there's a whole set of like production team behind it. So I have my script writers team, I have the drama team, I have the backstage manager and stage manager, the performance team. So it was a lot of us. We kind of just like put our ideas on the table, and then we go from there.
I'm actually so curious as to how like you guys recruit all the members. Like, how does that happen?
So before we actually gathered the members and performances, like the core members, so me and the head representative would gathered in a big meeting, and then we kind of like, this is the team, what you guys want to bring, what you guys want to bring, what you guys want to bring through our events, and then we gather all the ideas, and then once we actually decide on each divisions on each day of the event, and then we kind of like make a subdivision, gonna make subdivisions, and then recruit another Indonesian and also volunteers, and then after that, after all it's all incorporated, we bring it to public. After we bring it to public, we recruit the international performers, international members. But what about Grand Show though?
I think it's the same. It's just like I kind of went around and asked people like if they're interested in joining the Grand Show, and then like their specific division, what do they want to do, stuff like that. And then most of them are my friends, so like I know them already. So I was like, oh, I know how you work, and then I would love to work with you in the future. So yeah, that's how I recruit them all.
Because it's like, it seemed like kind of word of mouth. When I was like asking around people, because I wanted to like be a little bit part of it, because I've never been a part of any of these multicultural weeks, and Indonesian weeks seemed like so much fun, and there's so many Indonesian people, so it's like it seemed like a hard week to get into, but also it was all word of mouth, so that's a good question. It's very interesting.
It was so lively though, because
everybody was like enjoying it so much, like all the Instagram like sort of reels and stuff I kept seeing. I was like,
everyone was kind of like dressed up during that week, and I was like,
the week was so beautiful. Lively. Like I loved it so much.
I'm glad to hear. Thank you. We're trying to make it festive, so I guess
like
we
right
succeed.
now it's a little different from
So we wanted to ask, how's the vice lead, like as vice leader of such a massive event, like do you think that like there's any pressure for like the following like Indonesian weeks to come up, or like do you think like you've set a benchmark for the like following like other like Indonesian weeks? Like what do you think?
Like the future,
not just like next year, but even like after you guys graduate, how would you guys incorporate or like help out? Maybe some tips.
I guess as a vice leader role itself, it was already challenging for me, because I usually do like how do I say it, like performing arts rather than managing a team. Because like I sing a lot in bands, and then I help to create the music, and then now I held the role for vice leader, which is like managing more than 250 people of the participants.
That is a lot of people.
So there's so many of us. So the like the crew, and then the performers, it's all around more than 250.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
After we conclude with the certificates and legitimation thing, all of that is more than 250. And then it was a challenge, but for like the pressure, we only like focus on the innovation throughout the years, how to make it unique for each year, and how to make it valuable for each year, and how do we bring the message to the international environment, how do we like make it like we offer like a good experience for them, not only showcasing our culture, but make them engage with our events. It's more like that. So
I'm sure like out of 250 members, like there must be like a lot of them who come from diverse backgrounds, like diverse like cultures, sorry. So like how did the core members like try to make it equal for like each background to be represented within Indonesian week?
There's so many cultures.
In Indonesia there is. Well, I think we did try our best to
Yeah.
put everything in, but even on the like Cartini story itself, we had to make a lot of adjustment to it. Like we cut some of the part, and then
Yeah.
we kind of make it to a more structured story that could be like, you know, that we could present. And I think we also try to add more like culture aspect, like from other like area, like from where Cartini is actually like live and grow up in. We try to like, you know,
we're trying to adjust to how people will understand and perceive it, because the most important thing is that people can get the message,
Yeah, conveying
can
the
get
message.
the message, and then can feel relatable
Yeah.
to it, and can actually feel what we're trying
Yeah.
to deliver.
I mean, I guess that was done. 'Cause, like,
We're glad. Oh my god,
We're
thank
so
you so
glad.
much. And like for a core member to apply for like equal representation of all cultures, we actually not only like showcase for the Cartini stories, but during the Indonesian night shows, we also showcase about like another national heroes stories throughout a painting, called Raden Saleh.
is it a
Painting by Raden Saleh, but it's a story of kidnapping Pangeran Diponegoro. Pangeran Diponegoro.
Yeah,
It's a different story, but it's just another adaptation from national hero stories. So, and then what else?
Also from the
Kecak dance from Bali.
Oh,
Was that the Monday?
The Tuesday,
Oh, sorry.
Tuesday night at
Tuesday
the
night.
cafeteria. So we also perform that, and then we convey about the paintings, and then at the end we also have bands with local songs from Indonesia. And then for like the opening parade, we very much like combine a lot of kinds of dances and music from Indonesia,
Yeah.
and then we also showcase our theme song, the first theme song Indonesian Week has made. So it was made by our music team.
Oh.
Shout out to our music team.
Shout out to our music team. It was I think it's one of our main like uniqueness this in this year. It's also on Spotify. Don't forget to stream it, guys. So Indonesian Week also has Spotify accounts. So I think we try to adjust to each day of the event, where we can showcase different cultures of Indonesia itself, and kind of like adjusting it to the international environment.
Yeah, I love the dances. It was so cool.
Right?
Thank
Like genuinely,
I love the dances.
It was so. I was like just staring. I was like, whoa! So it was like all synchronized. It was so good. And like I've always wanted to go to Indonesia, but like after all,
You should.
I really,
You should.
really wanna go.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Yeah, but final question. Actually, I have two questions.
Okay.
The second one's a little more chill. But this one is that, you know, there's a lot of different people, like you guys said, 250 people, probably more, involved in this whole entire process. So with the Shakai jeans, you guys know, like, you know, workers and stuff like that. Like, how did you guys manage working with other people's input? And because you guys already had a vision, obviously, before as well, with like a smaller core group. How did you guys, manage and make things smoothly flow with other people's ideas?
Okay. It was certainly a challenge. It was a challenge, especially at the start. So at the start, when we're incorporating a lot of different ideas from the core member itself, it's already lots of idea. And then we try to make like, okay, before we actually recruit another Indonesian students to our team to be the subdivisions and actually running the team, we have to deliver this concretely and as simple but as effective as possible, so they can not only understand it, but they also came up with several ideas that they want to make this event. And then I think one of the most important, and I think the most important key is communication.
Yeah.
We have to really make a regulations on communication process, and then we have to like very evaluate it thoroughly. Like we have monthly timeline submission.
Yeah, we did.
Monthly timeline submission, and then we have like core meeting, big meeting. Big meeting is like where everyone is gathered.
Where do you guys gather for that?
But
Yeah.
250 people.
Classrooms, yeah. But exclude the performers. So all of the
Yeah.
members, volunteers, and everything, we have those big meetings, and then we also have like core meeting, big meeting, and then we have also like Sodankai. So we consult with the former Indonesian crew. Yeah,
I'm struggling with MCW meetings. I don't know how you guys do this.
it was endless meetings.
It was because like it's all Indonesian, so we're all friends.
Yeah.
Like we know each other. Like
Yeah, and it's only maybe core member meetings, and then big meetings, and then me myself, the board of director members, we have like more often meetings, like maybe every week, or sometimes our heads like, let's do a meeting right now. I need to know about this. I need to ask about it. We need to discuss about this, and it could be anytime.
Yeah.
anytime.
I love how flexible it is though. Like you guys were able to talk because you guys know each other.
That's so
too.
professional.
Yeah.
Like for students to do this, like for
I know.
respect.
So like
I think it's because we're friends, so it's like and we live like very close to each other. So they would just come and then we need to do a meeting. Okay.
Okay.
That's cool though. Like these little meetings like
Yeah.
turn into like such a
Yeah.
huge event. Like that's really like actually like mind blowing.
Mind blowing.
Your management is coming through.
It's like a dream team.
So, yeah. Do you have anything else that you guys think like other than it being not hard, but you guys managed obviously?
At least I want to say that it's fun. It was really fun for us. Even like seeing all of the good reaction from the audience and saying how it touched their hearts. I'm like, oh my god, really?
Did it touch your heart?
Really? Yeah.
What fashion show too? Like,
Yeah, so the
beautiful.
music for the fashion show, I need to know the name of the song. Because like it was so beautiful.
It was an original song.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Stream it.
Is it on Spotify?
Yeah, it
I'm gonna
does.
stream it.
So what's your guys' favorite part during the grand show? Favorite scene or favorite part?
Mine was the Cartini story, but like, I loved the fashion show.
I love the fashion show. I loved it was kind of comedic, the Cartini story, you know? Like
we're
the
trying to-
newsboy like going around just running back and forth. That was like that really stuck out for me for some reason, even though it
I
wasn't.
love how you guys played with the lights during the fashion show as well. Like, you guys had a whole light team, right?
Yeah, we do.
I also one is so random, but like what was it? It was a very deep and like emotional scene, but like the hands coming out of the it was like whoa. I was like, and the lights were I think it was like moving around. I was like, wow, it's touching.
Decoration team made it.
Yeah, that was really
It was also an original song during
for
during
real?
that scene.
Wow.
Yeah.
How does that's really
I
really
think
cool.
we did a lot of we have
Original
quite a lot of original songs.
Original songs.
3? Is it 3, 4? 4? Yeah, it's quite a lot. Yeah.
And then one main theme song.
It's so beautiful to see like all the different teams like work come together and make something so like beautiful. Like
It was a very interesting process, and we actually enjoyed it because we poured all of our creative sides and then we combined it with our managerial skills, and it was quite a challenge because we not only we deal with our internal community, we also have to deal with external community, which is also the office and then the sponsorship and the media partner. It was fun, and I learned a lot of things from that, and then I gained so much like insight through that. And yeah, I think we do really hope we deliver
the message.
and then you guys, and the most important thing is the feedback that you guys give to us, like you guys' reaction, you guys' excitement to enjoy. Even when I saw the lines outside the Millennium Hall,
I was
like,
waiting.
is this really happening? Oh my god.
We got like the reservation.
Yeah,
It's so
thank you so
professional.
much.
I was like, okay, QR code.
The reservation was out in like, it was sold out in 2 days, like less than 2 days, and it was like 600 700 capacity, and even after that we have to add additional chairs.
yeah.
Because
That's how popular
we couldn't
you
let
guys
them
were.
in, and they were like, please, and I was like, oh my god, we're so sorry, but okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
What was like your guys' favorite parts though?
Yeah, I would love to.
I want to know this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
just everything. I mean,
like
grand
about
show, the whole week, just even back like behind the scene things, whatever.
Well,
You go first.
I think for me, it meant a lot, like all of the process and all of the feedbacks and everything, because I see this more as like a personal project, because like I wanted to do this like since like last year, and then I had a lot of ideas that I wanted to do and I wanted to put it out. And one of the idea, it wasn't actually my idea, it was actually one of the music team and the drama team idea, I believe. It was my favorite one was do you know the part when they rap, when they have a like it was a fight between like the maid and
the female maid and then the male maid when they have to arrange for a wedding. And then a lot of people were like,
and the people were like at the back doing
that
was so funny.
It was an original rap song.
It was an original rap song. We made that. And I think it was my favorite one because there was a lot of like thought process behind it. Like there was a lot of like words and sentences that I don't think
we need to consider.
Yeah, we need to like reconsider. Can we put this out, or would it be like offensive towards anyone? But then we decided to just put it out. And then people loved it. So it's really good.
What about you?
I mean, it's kind of the same, the rap part, because it's very fun to watch, and I feel very like tense, and I hear a lot of people gasp like during that time. I was like and everything. And then
we could hear everything. We could hear
That's cool though, seeing the reaction.
And a lot of people like, oh my god, period.
People next to us, they were screaming that. It was so funny.
It was very. I'm glad I hear all of those excitement, and you guys understood what we're trying to showcase. I mean,
because we were so afraid that people wouldn't understand
the story.
Like people would think that it was weird. Because I think
because us Indonesian, we certainly understand the story because we grow up knowing the story and everything, and we're afraid. What if we
get the message wrong, or like you guys like took it in a different way?
It's kind of like that. But other than Grand Show, I think I love the opening parade. I was very afraid of it because like it's gonna be like the very first day when you start the event, you have to really make a good impression.
The first impression.
Everything, and you and I didn't expect a lot of people to watch it. Like we almost got the audience to be in a full circle fountain, almost. And I was like, oh my god, this is a lot of people. And then when I saw the video, we pretty much sync the dances really well, and a lot of people are and I like the songs too.
I saw it all over Instagram.
There was so many people, I couldn't even like see anything, so like I went to the library, like the second floor, and like from there there's like the big windows, and like I could see the performances from there. So like that's how popular the parade was.
It's truly like the biggest, most. I mean, I'm 100%. Anticipating the next one. You know, like but
we hope you guys can join in the next.
We 100% enjoyed it, and like
catch us there. I want to. That'd be really cool.
I guess like this is the end of our
wrap up. The very first episode. Thank you guys for joining us.
We're so grateful that you guys could make it today. Like I look forward to like next year's Indonesian week as well.
Yes. Good luck with all the preparation. I know you guys have a lot, but with experience now, I feel like it's gonna go by.
We're not joining it again.
Joining as a crew again. No. That's why I called it Regeneration. They're making a new team.
It's a different team.
Different team.
Wait, you guys aren't gonna be in it at all?
I mean, maybe performers. I don't think so.
I mean, we can join as a performer, but as a crew, as the like maybe representative and all that stuff, it's going to be another.
It's like
another batch.
Another batch.
Another batch will do it.
I mean,
you guys did amazing.
Yeah, your impact is gonna like stick around. I still look forward to next time still. So.
I'm excited to learn more about Indonesia.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much, Viona and Venecia, for joining today.
Thank you so much.
We had a lot of fun talking with you guys, and
we had a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun talking about ourselves.
I love hearing it.
I hope it's okay.
I hope it's okay.
No, please. Yeah, that was great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of your day.
On the next episode of APU Podcast.
these were your hosts,
Kana and
Tomiya, and obviously,
Yes.
thank you to our beautiful guests.
yes, thank you.
See you